Gary, a very frustrating and disappointing night.
Yeah, obviously disappointing the result, 4-0. In the last 30 minutes it was a long night for us. They were 3-0 up, they were keeping the ball, but our first half performance was excellent. To come here against a team that is needing a point to win the league, I thought we were by far the better team. We created nearly all the chances. That a game of no took any of them, which is very, very frustrating because sometimes you need to get in front in a game. And we find ourselves, without Dennis having a shot on target, we actually find ourselves 1-0 down at half time, which was really, really frustrating because, as I say, I thought we were a better team. A really, really good first half performance. There was a real belief, I wish I could have found it because people would just say he's saying that. There was a real belief for the players. They knew they had played well. There was a confidence within themselves that they wanted to just get back out and start the second half and go again and try and keep going how we had done the first half. But 10 minutes of madness in the second half has cost us, and at 3-0 the game's finished. Ross County, all their players are good players, wanting the ball, they start coming into pockets, causing you trouble. We're caught between trying to get back into the game and making sure we don't take a sore one. So there's a bit of indecision with the players about their positioning, what they should do when they get the ball. And the last 30 minutes it was a long, long evening. But it should never have got to that stage because of our first half performance. We should have been in front at half time. So there's a real frustration in me, and there's a disappointment with the goals that we're giving away.
It sums up the season really, doesn't it? Not finishing when you're on top and then losing cheap goals.
Not finishing when we're on top, losing cheap goals, and the two halves sort of sum up our season. At times we can be brilliant, a joy to watch, play some really good stuff, and at other times we come totally away from that, and tonight it happened in the same game. We were excellent in the first half, and the second half was really, really disappointing. So I always thought we were going to have to take something in the last game, but we're going to need to win it now. That's one thing. It's simple, it's clear. We need to win. We need to hope that Dundee United and Inverness can do us a favour tomorrow. But regardless of that, we need to now win our last game, and that'll bring a pressure on ourselves. But I would have said up till half time that we were handling the pressure well. We played well last week against Dunfermline in a pressure game, and the first half tonight we were excellent. But you can't give away the goals that we're giving away.
It was always going to be difficult coming here. They needed that point. Would you say that first half showed that?
No, you could see they were getting a little bit worried on the touchline. They knew we had started well, especially down the right hand side. Crosses coming in. I think Fox had, the goalie had made two really good saves down low to his left hand side. One I think was for Kai. One was probably going to be an own goal. We had other half chances. Connor should maybe have hit it where he tried to beat the guy. We had 2 or 3 shots for within the box that I said that they blocked really well. But you need to put one of them in when you're on top, especially against the league leaders that are going to have a spell in the game. But as I say, the goal came for a cheap corner. I don't think we had to give the corner away. And then we've moved the guy, our spare guy out that shouldn't have got moved. The balls went right in there and they've beat us to the ball. And you find yourself 1-0 down at half time, as I say, and Dennis hasn't had a shot. He's not had a save to make in the first half, and we're 1-0 down, so it's frustrating. But there was a real belief in a togetherness in the change room that we're going to turn it around. But the 2 goals that we lost in the space of 15 minutes killed any belief that we had. And as I say, then as a team you make a lot of the wrong decisions, with the ball, without the ball. Even the last goal, Doyley's away up pressing like a centre forward with his urgency to try and get us back into the game. But because he's away up there, then one of the midfielders has got to drop into his position. We're all over the shop. The ball comes into where Doyley normally is, and the 4th goal goes in. So I can understand, and part of it I really like, that the players are that game to try and get in. But sometimes that eagerness is costing us. But the 2 that cost us was the first 2 goals tonight. It was 2. We lost our men twice at corners. People designated people, and they've lost their men. It happened at Alloa as well, and it's really hurting us just now.
A contrast of emotions tonight as well. Queens are very flat. County celebrating.
No, they deserve the title. They've been the best team. They've shown that. They've had a really good home record. And congratulations to Ross County. I spoke to the boys briefly at the end and just says well done. I'd speak to them, their management team, during the week to congratulate them properly, because they want to celebrate. We're a little bit down just now. It's not a time for us to go and see them. So congratulations to Ross County, but my biggest focus is on us. The biggest concern is how we can play so differently in 2 halves of football. Obviously goals change games, I get that, and the main reason is the goals. But both the first 2 goals were really preventable. And the boys are aware of that. But we talk about it, they admit it, but it doesn't seem to change. But it needs to change next week because we need to win.
Go one last push at it now.
We are, we can find ourselves, if the results go against us tomorrow, joint bottom. So we know that we've got to win the game. Partick, if they win tomorrow, probably they'll be safe, I'd imagine. They will be safe. So, you don't. We'll have to wait and see their result. But it could be a nervous game for both teams. If Partick lose or draw tomorrow, 41 points. We know if we beat them with our goal difference, we go above them. So it's going to be a really, really important game probably for both teams. And as I say, I would say up to half time tonight, we were handling the pressure of the importance of the games really well. The goals that we gave away made it a really difficult night. I'm repeating myself, and I don't want to because I've made the point, but you can't lose the first 2 goals that we've lost tonight.
And losing 4 goals tonight as well.
It wasn't a 4-0 game, Sandra. It wasn't a 4-0 game, but that's what happens sometimes with the teams at the top and the teams at the bottom. They carry a little bit of luck when they need it, and every little break goes against you when you're at the bottom of the league, and that happened. But no way, anybody who's here tonight or watched the game, that should never have been a 4-0 game. Yes, the last 20 minutes when they're 3 or 4-0 up, I get it. They're creating a wee bit of chances, but for the first 60 or 60 minutes, we were well in the game. And the first half was probably as well as we've played away from home for a long, long time. So we need to look at that. That's a positive set, but obviously we need to dissect the whole game and go over it with the players, and that's what we'll do.
Doesn't help the goal difference though, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. That was the worry. I said that to the players. You've got to use your head. At 3-0, the game's finished. It's gone. You're not probably going to get with 10 minutes to go. You're not going to get the goals back. So you have to just say, right, we have to make sure that we didn't lose. But we've got the balls on the left, for example, and Mercer's bombing up the right at 4-0, and the ball gets intercepted, and the back four's all over the place. Sometimes you just got to use common sense and say, look, this isn't our night. Let's make sure that we didn't lose any more goals, because you didn't want goal difference to have to come into play, but it could. So that was a wee bit frustrating, that even at 3-0 when the game's finished, that we never managed it a bit better. We left ourselves wide open. And it left us in a difficult situation as a management team at 2-0. You lose the 2 goals at 2-0, you're still in the game, but we have to really go and open up a bit. And when we opened up a bit, it left chip pockets. If we defend corners, the score's 0-0 at 60 minutes, that's black and white. I've spoke about what we need to do better. And that's what we need to work on, and we need to get the players back in. They're disappointed. Everything was right, the preparation was right, how we started the game was right, we were full of energy, we were creating problems, everything was right. But if you don't take your half chances or your chances, and you can't pick players up at set plays, you're going to be in trouble, and that's what happened tonight.